Okay, just to bring on down our lesson, I'm so thankful you guys shared your story today. And I think it's a beautiful picture, no matter what kind of story it was. A big thing in your life, a small moment in your life, whatever it was that made you feel seen and chosen and desired and known by God. But in the end of this lesson this week, Angie continues to tell her story of how she felt as if she were the one chasing God. And this week she had a bit of a revelation. All of this chasing, this striving, this working, etc., were actually things that were to keep her busy, and they kept her from coming face to face with God. Dina kind of touched on it when she shared her story today. She said that God needed her to be still and to slow down, to speak to her, to tell her that he sees her. On page 62 from this week, it says, Jesus said his followers must be willing to carry our own crosses. There's a detail we might skip past and not take to heart. These crosses are chosen for each of us, tailored to our lives and designed with the intention of bringing us as close as we can to our Savior. If he has purpose for you to bear a particular cross, no amount of stumbling or questioning can take it from you. You have no more ability to drop it than you do to carry it. I've spent enough time chasing God. I don't need to know everything. That means I have to let go and keep letting go. I wanted one more book to tell me he was good, a couple of stellar sermons that made me believe he was reliable. What I failed to realize for so long was so elementary, it startled me. What I called running toward him was actually my way of avoiding standing still where he was. It's not always easy to find yourself in the hands of God. On page 64, she continues, I'd been running after him for as long as I could remember, and I didn't know how to stop. I've given days of my life to the notion I have some power to catch him. I couldn't help but hear his voice in the midst of it, urging me to see the truth. In time, I began to understand what he had been whispering to me for years. You chase me because you trust your own legs more than you trust me, because you can feel the air in your lungs, not because you want to breathe true life. As long as you can chase, you still get a say. You maintain part ownership of our relationship. You chase because it makes you feel like you can. She was doing all these seemingly good things by her own choice, and maybe even as a ploy of Satan, only to finally realize that all of this chasing kept her too busy to slow down so that she could recognize this whole time it was God who was really chasing her. God noticed her, he chose her, he saw her, he was the one doing the pursuing. What about you, friend? Are you chasing after God? Maybe you need to slow down long enough to realize he's the one pursuing you. Are you willing to be still so that you can be his? See y'all soon.